What is going on, everybody? Trip6 here with episode 2 of Live at 6. So what am I going to talk about today? Pretty much whatever the fuck I want. I'm also congested, so if you hear me sniffing and sneezing, don't even worry about it. Got a couple of things on the show today. First and foremost, the sequel to Suicide Squad is still very much in the works, unfortunately. I was not a fan of the first one. It was very plain, unthought out, rushed, and wasn't even, for the most part, that entertaining. I actually call it, Deadshot featuring Harley Quinn, because you got a whole bunch of backstory on Deadshot, and you got a whole bunch of backstory on Harley Quinn, and that's about it. We were supposed to care about Killer Croc. I mean, I guess Diablo. There was some backstory on Diablo, but that doesn't really matter. That was only because he was going to sacrifice himself. But number 2, I thought was a joke when it was first announced, and it turns out it's not. It's really, really happening, and the cast is just unbelievable. Obviously, Margot Robbie is returning to play Harley Quinn. It's also got Idris Elba, John Cena, Joel Kinnaman, Peter Capaldi. I don't even know how to pronounce that. And it now just added Sylvester Stallone to the mix. For whatever reasons, John Cena is kind of making his name in the movies. He's not new to movies. He's been in Cock Blockers, The Marine, Trainwreck. He's done movies, but now it's starting to get crazier because he's now slated to be in the next Fast and Furious entry, and also Suicide Squad. But I'm gonna level with you. I kind of expected more from Sylvester Stallone than to fall to the likes of Suicide Squad 2. Now I'm sure there's some of you out there that'll defend the movie, and it was good. It was probably DC fanboys, but like me and you both know, it doesn't matter. Suicide Squad is an absolutely horrible movie, and not very fun to watch in any way, shape, or form. So not looking forward to it. I just thought it was pretty crazy that Sylvester Stallone got added to the fucking cast. Like, all right, scraping the bottom of the barrel, I guess. It's whatever. See, because that's my whole thing. Like, for those of you listening who don't know me, movies and video games are more or less my expertise. Well, everybody has their own thing, movies and video games are my thing. I look through, I do this stuff thoroughly, and I believe my opinion is something to be taken seriously when it comes to films, as I'm not usually wrong. I have been in the past, like Ant-Man. When Ant-Man was announced for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I remember being like, out of all the superheroes, like in Marvel, you are gonna go with Ant-Man, and I was really disappointed until obviously I saw the movie, and it sits as one of my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And so I know I can be wrong, but for the most part, I stand by my opinions and believe there's something to be respected. But moving on, in the movie area, Scream 5 is coming out, and that, honest to God, is the shockiest shock I honestly, like, Scream 5. Like, I don't think Scream 4 justifies um, making another one, but holy crap, it's actually coming. It's slated to hit theaters January 14th, 2022. So it's still at least a year away, a little over a year away. And they brought in The Boys star Jack Quaid. That brings me, if you haven't seen The Boys yet, you really should. That's an Amazon Prime exclusive, and oh my God, it's amazing. See, when it comes to me, I'm not a TV show guy. Like I said, I'm movies. I like me some movies, and in order for a show to bring me in and captivate me and want me to watch more of it, it's got to do it in the first episode. And I get a lot of slack for that because a lot of people like, so you judge an entire series based on the first episode. Like, you got to give this character development and story arcs, and while that's not a wrong statement, what is wrong is that every show, the deciding factor on whether it gets put on network television or whatever the case may be, is the first episode. It's called a pilot. And that's what the executives watch and decide if this is something worth their time. So me judging it based off the first episode is not out there. It's not far-fetched. It's literally doing what people already do. So, and when it comes to The Boys, literally the first 10 minutes is a hell of a thing. If you haven't seen The Boys yet, I would highly recommend it to go for you guys to go check that out. It's only on Amazon Prime, so you have to have an Amazon Prime account to watch it. But if you can, I'd go watch it. Unfortunately, there's not too much going on in the film world, more or less. Obviously, with COVID, is making it hard for movies to get into theaters, and so it's a little difficult for people to go to the theaters and watch the movie. They've been coming to demand straight to straight to stream, and so there's been a lot of movies that have been put off. Black Widow was one of them. But there have been some decent movies that have come out. What was that? The horror Freaky Friday, man. You guys know what I'm talking about? The what is it called, dude? It's a horror Freaky Friday essentially, and it's got that annoying dude from Wedding Crashers. Not what's his name? I can't think of his name. If I do, I'll. But like, it looks good. It looks really good. Freaky. That's what it's called. It just come down. It actually won the box office. Won the Friday the 13th box office. Opened with $3.7 million. So there are some movie theaters that are open, and not entirely sure how I feel about that. Excuse me? Sorry, got a little sidetracked. I'm on the website to be able to continue talking and give you guys. But it says that Freaky is a Disney movie. Why Freaky is the goriest Disney movie never made. Okay, alright, it's not a Disney movie. I was like, what the hell? Can't be a Disney movie, can it? Like, I know sometimes they can go dark, but no. It's not. Vince Vaughn also is who I was thinking of earlier. But anyway, just moving on to some different things. Apparently, Freaky is absolutely blowing up the box office right now, and that is what I am saying. When it comes to Marvel movies, Chris Pratt, who plays Star-Lord in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will apparently be appearing in Thor Love and Thunder, which is not that far-fetched. If you saw the end of Endgame, he gets on the spaceship with the Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's not that far-fetched to assume he'd be on that. The COVID. I'm gonna go ahead and hit in some political issues right now because I don't really ever. For the most part, I keep everything on my Facebook, but when I'm doing a live show or a show of any kind, I tend to keep everything to myself and not really. But I said this was there are no rules on my podcast, so we're gonna go ahead and get some of the thoughts out. So obviously, when it comes to the presidency, Joe Biden is projected to win. That's not official as of yet. It's just a projection, but it is causing a slew of emotions and in the political community, and there's a bit of a confusion surrounding that, and that's so taking away my political side and just speaking is as unbiased as I possibly can. The Donald Trump side has always been very aggressive, has been very in your face and very trolly about their political stance when it comes to Donald Trump, and I've heard the argument a few times about the riots and the burning of buildings, and I'm not counting that simply for the fact that those riots, I personally believe, were important and needed to change the course of how African Americans are treated in America. So I do not contest or put that in the same category as a Trump supporter saying something like "fuck your feelings," and there's a slight annoyance of the fact that Biden being projected to win has the people who have spent the last year or so saying, Trump 2020, fuck your feelings, and when just bare bone. I'm not again, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible here, but when you have somebody saying fuck your feelings on a consistent, almost daily basis, Facebook post, Twitter feeds, interviews, and even flags that they fly on the back of their vehicles, they say fuck your feelings, and then the opposite candidate is projected to win, and now there's this massive protest to to contest the vote numbers for a recount, regardless of the fact that Biden is ahead right now by around about 6 million votes. So it's very confusing to me to see like what I assumed was going to be, since they spent the 6 months to a year saying fuck your feelings, that this was just going to be in and out, in the fact that Trump probably will not concede to Biden makes it even more sloppy. And the fact that I'm worried that what's going to come of the Biden being sworn in January is going to put us on the brink of a civil war for no other reason other than Trump not being in office. And it's just a really confusing and weird time. And, COVID is spiking. Again, the numbers are skyrocketing, and you've got the people out there who don't believe in it, which is all fine and dandy. But it is real. It is. And there are people suffering with it on a daily basis. And, DeWine, Ohio's governor, is talking about he's putting the masks further in a mandate. He's going to be making it to where if the stores are caught with patrons with no masks, then they'll be fined. I want to say the second time is a 24-hour shutdown. And people are mad about it, and I get it. It's an inconvenience. I'm with you. I understand. Okay, the masks suck in some way or another. But the point of the matter is, you do understand this him considering another shutdown is happening because people can't follow the rules in the first place. Now, again, I wish this was live so I could have feedback, because I gotta be like, oh, I've heard, but this is what it is. I've heard people being like, well, it's a way for them to control us, and they should take control because people are dying over this. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and deal with people dying, so I have my mask on me at all times. It's just a mask. Could you imagine if this virus had killed as fast as it spread? Nobody would even be questioning the masks, okay? But it's not a deadly virus. It just spreads really, really, really quickly, and we all need to do our part to stop. You want to go back to the movie theaters? You want to go back to grilling and sports events? Dude, just fucking wear the masks, and social distance and do what needs to be done. And we'll eventually get back to that, or maybe we won't, but we're not going to know if people are fighting it the whole time is all I'm saying. We won't know if we can fight it, although there are other countries who have already fought it because they followed. But it's not it's just a really shitty time right now. I get it. I understand. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Like today, my brother, I went with my brother to sell something at Walmart. We went to a Walmart down on Tiffin, and we pull up, and the lady gets out to buy the phone. My brother puts a mask on because you're going to be in close proximity with the person. You don't know whether they're infected, whether whatever, and he goes. So he puts the mask on. And the chick doesn't even attempt to put a mask on. She just gets right out, and it was windy out. So, they had to be in close, right next to each other so he could explain the phone to her. And did not even bother to try to put a mask on. And you just can't argue with people it infringes on my... once somebody believes that their rights have been infringed on, it's an not unwinnable argument, it's just an argument that you can't have because it's over. But I'm just gonna move on. Just gonna move on from that. Just had to get that out there. So hopefully I can not bring it up again. Try to be into some funnier content. Okay, so let's move into funnier content. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up is superhero, a superhero worlds. Okay, so like in DC, you have Gotham, Smallville, Metropolis. I want to say. So my thing comes from like, why do people still live in Gotham City? Like, I feel like if we just maybe somebody's already thought of this, so I don't think I'm original, but it does become this. You have a city that you live in, and in that city is a clown, a crazy ass clown, his girlfriend. You've got who fucking Bane, so this muscular over testosterone fucking bodybuilder. You've got who the fuck a guy, a short little pale Oompa Loompa looking fucking guy who calls himself the Penguin, and then another guy who fights Batman with fucking riddles. So this all exists within Gotham. Hell, they have the Asylum, Arkham Asylum, and that's specifically for these evil. Is there nowhere else to go? Like, is it like is it like you stuck in Gotham? Because I can tell you right now, I'm the clown's enough. I'm not a clown guy. I'm just not. I'm not a clown guy. So the Joker, some clown walking around with his clown ass minions is enough for me to be like, might be time to leave. And then if he pulled some shit, like you can't, you couldn't pay me to stay in Gotham. I'm out of there. I'm so far out of there. It's not even funny. Like, I'm not sticking around to have my head shoved up my ass by a roided fucking Lou Ferrigno pumping whatever that green shit is into his vein. Like, it's not like it should have been one attack, maybe two. I can understand one, you just kind of assume, but taking into consideration how long these stories have been going on, there has been ample time for people to make their way and leave Gotham and be nowhere near that bullshit anymore. That is, I just don't understand it. Same thing with fucking the MCU. Like, I don't understand why people still live. I get that. What kind of a story is that? Joker causes one little uproar, Batman comes out, defeats him, they all leave Gotham, and nothing ever happens again. I'm not speaking seriously, nor am I speaking seriously on the fact I understand it's a comic book. I know story's got a story. But it still raises the question. It does. Why are they still there? I'd like to see that side, that one comic book where something happens and they all just evacuate and they're not there anymore. I seriously, I don't understand it, and I'm a Marvel guy, not a DC guy, so that's just who I am. I can't really, like, I'm trying to think of like the current news that but when it comes to news outside of movies and video games, I barely have any idea what the hell is going on. Prof. I mentioned Prof in my last episode, and he just dropped Powderhorn Sweets for the second time. Went through some bullshit earlier in the year with Rhyme Sayers, and he just re-released it. That's available on Spotify. If you end up liking him, you can swing by the Profs Appreciation Society and Stop House Squad on Facebook. It's two groups of great people that'll point you in the right direction if you're a new Prof fan, which you should be, as people like Billie Eilish have millions and millions of listeners. I don't know if you guys listen to Billie Eilish, but if you do, you should, let me know what makes her music. Because I've listened to it a little bit, a couple of songs. Pretty much her biggest when I try to find when I find a new artist and I'm gonna wonder if I like their songs, I listen to their three biggest on YouTube. They're the one with the most views, and I feel like that's legit. 3 songs, biggest views, it's got to hit something. And I did. I listened to 3 of her songs, and I don't understand it. I don't get it. It sounds like if I had to, like, if you've never listened to Billie Eilish and I had to give you like the best description to make you possibly understand without actually listening to it, I'd say she sounds like a farmyard orgy in the middle of a Weird Al Yankovic concert with Anne Frank commentating the whole thing. It's roundabout. Like, you don't quote me on that, but that's roundabout. And she's big. She's big. A lot of stars. Now, when it comes to music, I like anything really. Like, I like everything from fucking Tech Nine to Slipknot to Simon and Garfunkel to Green Day. Like, if it smacks, it smacks. I'm one of those guys that really just enjoys music. If I like it, I like it. Like, I like some Justin Bieber. I like some Ariana Grande. I like some Post Malone. I'm not just like, oh, I listen to rap and rock, so anything outside of that is automatically no. I give it a shot, and Billie Eilish, like, legit might be the most confusing for me personally, because I do not understand the love for her. I don't. Now, at the same time, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not a teenager. I'm not a kid. I'm no longer going through my emo phase of I hate my parents, and that phase is long gone. So maybe if I was still doing that, maybe it would be somewhat enjoyable to me. I can't really. I don't know. I just go listen to her, and then just you guys can tell me what you think, and I'll have to find a way for you guys to get in contact with me, because I would like this to be where I post a show, it goes up on Spotify, and then you guys can comment and give your feedback and tell me how much you hated me or agreed with me, or I've already gotten a little bit of feedback for the podcast saying that it's funny. I'm also trying to do like little clips, whatever I can think of, just to kind of bring shit back, and yeah. So hopefully I can get a way for you guys to be able to contact me, maybe email me your thoughts, what you'd like to hear my take on, and what you'd like to see in future shows. like I said, nothing's off limits. There's not a single topic that I consider off limits. I'm going to talk about it all, and that includes politics and sex and kind of hot button topics. So that's what you're in for. I hit on some politics today. Tried to be as unbiased as humanly possible, but I did. I said what I had to say. Yeah, this is not. This is see because I have I have websites up in front of me, kind of bringing up the newest news, and it gives me something to talk about. But unfortunately, man, what you're looking at here is a world that is being plunged into anger, hate, and whether it be because of the coronavirus or the presidency or political views. So there's not too much going on outside of pretty much that. So I'll do my best to entertain you guys. Like I said, I'll try to bring my email and you guys tell me what you want to hear. But I think that's going to go ahead and do it for episode 2 of Live at 6. I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Go chill with the family. Got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And yeah, I hope to. I appreciate you guys listening. I hope I hope you tune in for future episodes. And I don't really have some kind of a cool catchphrase that I can log out with. I should probably come up like 6's dick is thick and quick. See you guys next week.